So there's a ton of examples I could use. I'm going to use Kelly Oubre, another Kansas guy, because I always like to brag on Kelly. But when Kelly was in the pre-draft, I remember having a conversation with him, and he was like, yo, I want to be one of the leading scorers in the NBA. And I said, Kelly, let me have an honest conversation with you. If we try to just turn you into a killer scorer, we are going to kill your career. He said, what do you mean? And I said, listen, here's the system that I think that you need to do when it comes to working out. Year one, let's get really good at defense. Year two, let's get really good at attacking closeouts. Year three, let's get really good at making spot-up shots. Year four, let's get really good at making shots on the move. Year five, let's get really good at now creating for yourself and others. He was like, it doesn't sound as fun. It doesn't sound glamorous. But in the pre-draft process, he locked in on that. And so we simplified what we worked on. Year one, he only averaged 3 points a game, and there were a couple other wings that were drafted over him. And everyone's like, oh, see, Kelly was just an athlete. He had a plan. He kept working. Next year, 8.5 points a game. Oh, well, yeah, that's because he had a bigger role in the team. He was playing more minutes. It was just bound to happen. Then the next year, 12 points. And the next year, 15. And then last year, 19. And everyone's like, wow, Kelly Oubre, he could be an all-star. Yeah, it's because he bought into a long-term plan. Mm-hmm. And same thing with Myers. When I got Myers, it was probably the most humbling conversation that, he's told the story, so I don't mind sharing it. But he was like, he came to me, and at first he was worried that I wasn't going to work with him because he thought I was only going to work with, all-star kind of caliber players. And so he had his agent reach out to me. He didn't even reach out to me himself. He had his agent reach out to me. And so, I said, come in, have him do a week trial. If we like each other, then we'll rock and roll. So on our first day of workouts, he says, all right, bro, my team's given up on me. I've given up on myself. I think you can fix this. And I said, I've got good news and bad news. I said, good news is I can fix it. The bad news is not this year. And his shoulders went down. And I said, listen, year one, we have to get you good enough so that in practice you can compete so hard that eventually your teammates and coaches give you a chance again. But you're not going to get an opportunity, but at least they'll give you a chance to change their mind. Then after summer two, we're going to work really hard in summer two. Now you're going to have to really practice well. And then in your spotted minutes, you're going to have to really show them that you're a changed player so that they can start believing in you again. And then in year three, I think you can contribute. He was like, so what do I want to do? What can I do? I'll put in any work to expedite the process. And I said, you can't. And he said, okay, listen, I trust you. This is like my best option. And he did it. So that first year, I think he improved his 3-point percentage by maybe 10%.
Yeah.
He didn't play much at all. And he showed up the second summer. I said, perfect. You did exactly what you did. You gave them a reason to maybe give you a chance. Okay, bro. The next summer, he worked his butt off, and now he started getting some minutes here and there. Wasn't consistent, but it was here and there. Then he had the big playoff games against the Golden State Warriors when he finally got the opportunity. Everyone was like, wow, he can really play. Boom, he gets traded to the Heat. Year three, we thought he was going to be contributing for the Blazers. Instead, he starts almost every game until he gets hurt for the Miami Heat. And it just shows if you buy into a long-term plan, don't try to rush the process, that you can get the results. And so that's the best way I can answer your question is just, that's what it's all about. It's about adding one thing. Brad Beal said it the other day on the JJ Redick podcast. But JJ was like, Brad, I don't know, you averaged 31 points a game this year. Talk to me about it. And Brad's like, bro, I remember sitting there at 13 years old talking to Drew about let's add one thing at a time. Each year we add one thing to my game. Well, now 13 years later, I got 13 things that I can hang my hat on. I'm really good. So, I think that's the secret sauce is just, really putting together a strategic program that helps them master the role that they're in while working towards the role that they want. So eventually they have that role that they want and they're exceeding kind of expectations that are placed on them.